Hey everybody, it's Jorik. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are having a fantastic day and enjoying this holiday season. I wanted to get you updated. There are several unions involved in the railways in Portugal who have announced that they're going to strike. Not the most opportune time for travelers, locals, and tourists looking to use trains, but for them, it maybe is an opportune time to be able to negotiate and get better salaries and increases and things like that. So let's get after it. All of the train systems in Portugal, there will be minimum services running December 23rd, December 25th, December 26th, and January 1st. So those are major days that people would be using the train to get to family or get to see friends in different parts of the country. And it's not just the local trains, it's the regional trains, it's also the Alpha Pendular, which is the high speed option. They're all going to be running at minimum capacity or minimum services. They haven't announced what trains will be running and what trains will not be. They often don't. We've been impacted where we've been on the platform. They said the train was running. We saw it listed as the next train coming. It didn't come, but 2 or 3 trains later, that train finally showed up, which was going to a different destination. So a recommendation I would have is if you already have tickets booked for those days, it's kind of a coin flip whether the train's going to be running or not. You're not going to know. You may want to look to get a refund from the train provider, CP, or whoever you're using to get your train ticket from, and book a bus ride for those same dates. We've found in 2022 and even in 2021, traveling throughout Portugal, the bus was more reliable and had less, I'll say, strikes or walkout days than trains, using any of the train systems in the country. So it's something to think about when those of you looking to go to Portugal right now, many of you have commented, hey, I'm in Portugal now, I'm in Lisbon working through some of the floods, or I'm going to be coming near the end of December to scout and think about starting my D7 visa or another visa for 2023. Trains are, I think, a phenomenal way to get around the country. The difficulty is it seems like they're having more strikes and more issues than many of the other services. We've had some other strikes in other sectors, but the trains are more consistently striking than buses. So bus right now would be the way to get around. They're going to go to all the same destinations that the railway system will get you, and for the same or less price often as well. Might take you a little longer, might be a little more out of the way, more stops to get to your destination, but it's worth it for peace of mind and less headache and stress. I also want to note this at the end of the video here. I've made several videos about strikes and union situations that happen not just in Portugal, but around Europe. For instance, in the UK right now, they're dealing with rail strikes too. If you're looking to move to Portugal, or anywhere in Europe for that matter, striking is a way of life. It's something that used to be more, I'll say, summertime related, so that unions could negotiate with the peak amount of tourists being in a particular country and it really causing stress and impacting travel in a certain area. Let's say it's planes, trains, you name it. Because I'll be honest, in Portugal, from what I've heard from people that have worked in some of the, or for some of these unions, it's been years or several years with no increases or promises of pay that just haven't happened, and changes in what they get in their pay. So because of that, as much as it's a pain in the you-know-what to deal with strikes and deal with these walkouts, especially if it impacts you when you really need to get someplace, let's say on Christmas Day or New Year's Day, also keep in mind that there's, I think, really good reasons why people are doing the strikes, why the unions are. They're finding strategic times that are going to cause a great amount of stress. And those of you that are tourists or traveling, if you, I'll say, complain a lot about it, maybe there will be some negotiations that'll be had where they can get equitable solutions. And what I mean by that is more pay. Whatever, everybody that strikes in every situation in Portugal, it's always about pay and the lack of increases. And when they do get an increase, it's minimal. So be understanding that it can be stressful and hard on those of you that are traveling throughout the country. But keep in mind the workers who aren't getting paid much compared to many other countries to help us get from point A to point B. So that's it. So I hope you're hanging in there, doing well. I hope the holiday travel doesn't impact you. I hope this stuff, you can get through the video and not deal with any of it. But if you are impacted, get a bus ticket instead. I hope you can still get to your destination. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and enjoy your travels.